My manager looked at me, clearly surprised. Alex, why did you take a cab? What happened to the Tesla we gave you for your promotion? Before I could respond, my wife, the HR director, gave a small, knowing smile and said, "Go ahead." I was already on my feet when the question landed. The meeting room carried the scent of espresso and polished oak. Promotions were supposed to feel festive. Instead, my hands were dry, my heartbeat calm. That's when I realized I was prepared. "Alex," my manager said, glancing toward the window where the parking lot shimmered with company vehicles. "Why a cab? And what happened to the Tesla we assigned you for your promotion?" I opened my mouth, but no words came out. My wife leaned back in her chair, smiling that practiced, flawless smile. "That car is with my cousin now," she said casually. "Family matter," a quiet settled like a heavy curtain. My manager didn't flinch, he didn't press for more. He just stared for a long, private moment, as if replaying months of subtle details in his mind. I watched him piece together the dots I had carefully arranged. For the first time in over a year, I felt something like relief. I used to trust her completely. We met long before job titles, before bonuses, before company cars mattered. She had faith in my ambitions. I trusted her judgment. We were a team, strategic dinners, shared schedules, whispered plans past midnight. When she became HR, I joked that I'd never get away with anything again. She laughed and asked, "Why would you?" That laugh stayed with me. So did the way she started managing my day-to-day. The files, the approvals, the quiet decisions made without me. I told myself it was efficiency. I told myself love adapts. The first hint of trouble was small. A mileage alert from the Tesla while I worked from home. A denied reimbursement for gas I hadn't requested. Then a casual remark from her cousin about appreciating German engineering. I didn't confront her, I observed. The truth fully revealed itself one Thursday evening when she left her work laptop unlocked. HR systems don't forgive curiosity, but they reward patience. I discovered a transfer form. Asset reassignment approved under her credentials. My name had been typed in, then replaced, justified as a temporary family accommodation. Temporary had lasted 3 months. I felt the sting, then the shift. Pain hardened into precision. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't ask why. I made a record, screenshots, logs, dates, GPS coordinates, a clean trail showing misuse of company resources and conflicts of interest. I quietly consulted a lawyer not to attack, but to prepare. I requested copies of my performance reviews. I backed up emails praising my professionalism. I let my wife keep smiling. I learned that revenge is measured, like marking days on a calendar. I asked facilities for parking logs under the pretext of a safety audit. I requested them to preserve system records for compliance. I scheduled a meeting with finance to clarify asset policies for my team. I volunteered for a leadership presentation. Visibility is leverage. Every action seemed innocent, but every step stacked weight. I waited for the promotion meeting. I arrived by taxi intentionally. I wanted the question asked. I wanted the room. When my manager stayed silent, I held my ground. He finally spoke. "That's interesting." My wife straightened, sensing the shift in atmosphere. "It's approved," she said, "by me." He nodded slowly, "I know." Then he turned to me. "Alex, after this meeting, walk with me." Her confident smile faltered. The confrontation didn't happen in the meeting room. It happened in daylight, doors open. HR hates surprises. Compliance welcomes them. My manager called in legal, then finance, then requested a timeline. I handed him a folder I had prepared months earlier. He wasn't surprised. He looked disappointed in her. She tried to control the story, citing policy, family context, and authority. The room didn't buy it. Screens displayed approvals stamped without disclosure. GPS maps glowed. The Tesla's mileage told its own story. Power shifted quietly. She was suspended pending investigation. The asset was reclaimed. Her cousin returned the keys that afternoon. No drama, just procedure. My manager asked me one last question. Why didn't you say anything sooner? I met his eyes. I wanted you to see it clearly. He nodded. That was the moment. Respect isn't loud. She resigned before termination. References were accurate. Our marriage ended without shouting. Some things don't need volume to be final. The Tesla went back into the company fleet. I kept my promotion. They offered me a new car. I declined. I prefer taxis now. They remind me I can arrive without being owned. It's not the act itself, it's the assumption that you won't notice, that you won't think, that you'll react instead of prepare. She mistook my calm for weakness, my silence for ignorance. She taught me the value of restraint. When my manager told me he was proud of how I handled it, I didn't smile. Pride is private. I nodded and thanked him.